Hey there, you might be joining in because you like D&D, and so do I. This will be the first session in a campaign that we're doing for D&D. I'm very newer to this game, so there's a lot for me to still learn, but I'm glad to have you here to check it out. I'm sure there will be a lot of chaos, fun, and just weird things going on with my friends, knowing them. But I will put a little disclaimer, we do not own any of the pictures in this, but I do hope you enjoy, and stay tuned for more of the adventure that awaits us.
So this will be the beginning of session 0. Why don't we start with the first character that I have pulled up, which is Poco's character. How do you pronounce his name? Is it BB or is it like how do you pronounce the character's name, Poco?
Baby.
Bebe?
Yeah, baby.
Okay.
Like they're a bebe.
Bebe.
I
Okay.
expect people to call him baby.
It's
All
so
right,
cute.
fair enough. Okay, so first we have Baby. He
Baby.
is going Baby. He will be your sorcerer. Let us begin. Let us begin with a couple of questions for Baby.
Baby.
Why is he here? Is he was obviously invited by Gundren Rockseeker. This is who you're going to help. Is he an old friend of Baby? Perhaps he owes a debt to him. Why is Baby here?
Let's see. He was invited by Gundren Rockseeker. Invited. I had a note. Oh, there it is. Let's see. Why was he invited by Gundren Rockseeker? Is that what you're asking?
Yes. Like you're transporting some goods for him, but how does he know him?
I guess he probably knows him through helping him. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he got attacked randomly or he got injured. Yeah, I would say he got injured and baby healed him.
Okay. Sounds good to me. So, like I said, we have Baby here.
Baby.
Is there anything that you would like the party to know about him? Anything that we should be aware of that does he wear is he should we not feed him alcohol? Should we not give him alcohol? Anything like that?
Well, he is a kobold, so that might he is a kobold. Uh he believes that because of his sorcery origins, he believes he is a descendant or a son of the creator of Dragonkind, aka Asgaroth. So he will proudly tell people that, regardless of what people tell him otherwise. And he's not the brightest light bulb in the bunch. He's not very. I mean, he's smart to an extent, but definitely not very much on the common sense kind of deal.
That's fair.
Let's see, what else? He's only 2 feet tall, so don't expect him to be picking anything.
Wonderful, another pocket-sized character. This is wonderful. All right. Anything else we should know about him? Don't feel pressured to say anything if you're
What do I start with here?
Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your character.
Okay, I am going to play Zamia, who is a druid, a very young girl. She's only 18. This will be her first adventure out into the world. She was raised out in a secluded area in the forest with her mother, that has a clinic there. So she has studied healing and all that kind of stuff. But she is excited for a new adventure, and she also will have a companion with her.
Tell us about the companion.
The companion is a pixie that was raised with Zamia, and she can talk to her, and she's gonna be with her for the time. The pixie has a couple abilities that I'm allowed to use, like once per day, or at least one of the abilities once per day. But the pixie is not bad, I promise. Unless you probably mess with Zamia, then she might get a little bit feisty.
I believe you're missing out one very important thing. I think you forgot to tell us what race is she?
She is a tiefling.
Okay, thank you.
Oh boy.
Yes, we have a
We have
tiefling so far.
opposites.
I saw that. coming.
Yeah. All right. So, why? So you said that this is going to be her first adventure. How does she know Gundred Rockseeker?
Actually, her mother knows him. Magria is her mother. Her mother does supplies for towns of magic potions and other kind of healing magic arts. They have known each other since childhood when she used to be a apprentice of a healer in a city. And so she knows him from back then. He had reached out to actually get Magria to come on this mission and to give supplies for part of the stuff that he needed to transport. But Magria is a very busy woman, so she had to turn that part down. She did agree to send the supplies, but offered her daughter to go in her steed instead on this mission because she was old enough to go on her own.
Okay. Very good. All right. Moving on to our next character.
Can I include something about my character that I forgot to mention?
Sure. Go ahead. What do you got to tell us?
He's only 5.
In kobold years?
Yeah, in kobold years. So
Okay.
yeah, she said an age, and I forgot to point that out.
Okay. That's fine.
Is 5 old for kobolds? I don't know ages of these races.
They become a young adult at the age of 6.
Oh, so he's a little bit younger than
So he's like a teenager.
He's
Yeah.
not on the door, so just letting y'all know.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay. All right, let's move on to our next character. How about we introduce our barbarian?
We have a barbarian?
We do have a barbarian. Go ahead.
Are they named Dave?
Yes, yes, they are. Well, it's David.
Tell us. I was gonna say, introduce us to him.
David is a Goliath, and he is 24 years old, and he is 8 tall. He has white eyes. He lives in the forest. He is a soldier.
Hey, is he a? So tell us, is he like a seasoned soldier? Has he seen like lots of war at this point in his life?
No, I would say he's still pretty much in the beginning of his path. Still the beginning, you know. He's only been in the military for about 6 years. Hasn't seen much action yet.
So this is this his first big adventure off on his own outside of the forest?
Yes, it is.
How does he feel about this? Is he excited? Is he nervous?
He's excited to go on an adventure.
Okay.
Something new.
Okay. So how did he get here? He was obviously brought here by Gundren Rockseeker. Was he a friend of the family, like Zamia's character, or did David save his life or something, or vice versa? Why is he here?
It was more that Gundren was lost in the forest one day, and he stumbled across David, and David was able to give him directions to the town that he was looking for. And they talked a little bit, chatted, and they became kind of friendly like from there.
All right. Sounds good to me. All right. How about our bard?
Let's see.
Tell us all about her. Tell us all about them.
She is a tiefling. The hell did I put down? 28 years old. Her name's Nemia. And she became a traveling bard because she was the daughter of a sorceress and a wizard who really didn't approve of the musical talent and not sticking to the books.
So she's kind of off on. So she's off on her own, kind of forging her own path now.
Since she was about 15.
So she knows.
Hitching rides between towns on delivery carriages.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So how did she come into contact with Gundren Rockseeker?
It's not uncommon for her to pick up odd jobs from bulletin boards. Probably just grabbed his thinking it was an easy score.
Fair enough. All right. I will also give you guys a little bit of insight into your other two characters. Unfortunately, one I don't know much about. We will also have a fighter who is joining us. I don't have much to go off of, unfortunately, for that one, but I can tell you about our other character a little bit because they were willing to give me a bit more. So, our other character that we're going to have will be a rogue. This rogue, if this is a problem for anybody, is a plasmoid, which basically means shape-shifting, no real form.
Jelly goop.
Yeah, jelly goop. The character's name is Morgan. Not much is known about their past because, unfortunately, plasmoids don't technically die. They basically reproduce by mitosis, but every time that they die, they basically half themselves to prevent themselves from turning into goop. But they lose most of their memories in the process. Unfortunately, Morgan has lost many of their memories, doesn't remember exactly why they're here or what they're doing. But they do remember that Gundren has played an important part in their life in the past. They're hoping that going on this mission might stir a couple of memories, but unfortunately, despite the fact that they are trying to move past everything that happened beyond then, it seems that their past often has an unfortunate way of catching up on them and sneaking up. Honestly, at this point, Morgan just wants to become a painter, but does keep a knife on hand in case things get a little dicey. And finally, we have Rena's character, which I only see a little bit of her character because I can't see her. I didn't get her sheet yet.
Sorry,
so...
I'm working on it.
It's okay. Why don't you introduce us to her?
All right. My character is Sarah Dina, but she goes by Sarah. She is the polar opposite of a couple of the people in the party. She is an Asimir. So where they are tieflings with like demon blood, she is kind of celestial with angelic blood. She is a celestial warlock. She's 21, and she's a noble.
All right. Anything important that we should know, like upon initial interactions with her, anything like that you care to tell us? You don't have to, if you don't have anything.
There's not really a lot. Like, I mean, she's just gonna seem like a normal person.
Okay.
Yeah. She's friendly. She's known for being helpful and kind-hearted around town. So.
All right. And how did she come into contact with Gundren Rockseeker?
Because I assume he was, like, from what I read of the lore, he went to Neverwinter to look for the party, right?
This is where we're meeting. This is where we're meeting him.
Is Neverwinter?
Is in Neverwinter.
Okay. Well, her aunt lives in Neverwinter, and she got sent to live with her aunt when she was younger. Her aunt knows him, or, you know, she knows everyone. And when she heard that he was looking for people, she told Sarah that she should sign up because Sarah had been talking about wanting to go help people and, you know, put good out into the world, because that's what her celestial patron has said that is a condition of her her having her magic, is that she has to go out and use it to do good in the world. Like,
Okay. All right. Hopefully, any sort of pasts or anything will not cause any issues with our party, because Gundren has sent his missive out to all of you in hopes, and he believes that you guys are his most
You're
trusted
roboting a bit, alright?
companions.
You're roboting a bit.
Oh, sorry.
I just thought I'd let you know.
It might just be because my poor system can't handle all the stuff. But anyway. So, but basically, Gundren is hoping that all of you can get his transport. We will be starting that part next week. I will take this opportunity to kind of, for the sake of both David and Zemia, since this will be their first session, we're going to do a little bit of light roleplay banter. That way we can get them acclimated. You are by no means obligated to really fully participate, but you know, the more the merrier. So let's get this ball rolling. It is the night before Gundren requested that you get ready to go out with the wagon as well as the supplies. He himself, Gundren, has left Neverwinter along with a human warrior named Sidar Howlwinter. They left yesterday to get a little bit of business figured out beforehand, but he promises that he will be there when you guys arrive. At this time, you are sitting in the tavern, and the atmosphere is calm, if not a little bit droll. You can hear a bard playing softly in the corner. Hear the slight banter of a couple of halflings and humans going at it again to try and win back the money, and seeing who decides to pay for drinks tonight. And in walks Zemia. She is looking at... This seems like a new place to her. I don't think she's ever been to a tavern before. Take it away, Zemia. What's going on?
Okay, yeah, so Zemia has never really been to a tavern before. She might have seen stuff similar, because she has gone on small little trips with her mom and into towns, but they don't really stay for too long usually. But she has her pixie on her shoulder, and she's talking to her as she walks in, just kind of chatting about like what kind of like things they're going to find, and asking her if she has ever seen a tavern either, which she already knows the answer, but they're just making conversation. And she goes in and finds a seat.
Zemia sits down next to a small blue-like creature, something she has never seen before in her life. He's wearing a small pointed hat. Could possibly be a child, given the size of this creature. And what is that? Do I see a tail poking out from beneath that cloak? Could that be our lovely baby? What is he doing at the bar?
The bar? Oh,
Yeah,
Well,
I didn't
tavern.
say he's drinking. Maybe he's trying to swindle somebody to give him milk.
well, let's see. If I'm there. Oh. Okay, so I'm sitting. She's sitting next to me.
Yes.
She
Okay.
does.
Okay. Well, let's see. If he's at the bar, and then he's probably not even looking up. He's got his hat to where he's hiding his person as much as possible. If you did glance, you would see his tail probably sifting out there, but he's mostly just looking through his book, like skimming through it, and you'll just see. Let's see. I need to figure out where I'm going to be sleeping tonight. Let's see. And then he'll put his book down, look up at the druid. Hello. How are you?
Here's your first interaction. Oh,
Oh, do I keep going now? I didn't know if it was like you were going down the line of people.
I'm allowing you the opportunity to, if you would like to say something to him. Would you like to say something?
Sure. She is obviously looking at him very enamored, because she's never seen a small creature with a dragon tail before, but possibly have read some in some of her research and books of different anatomies of different races and creatures. So she's very excited when he looks up and says hello to her, and she can't help but to kind of almost squeal out, "You're so cute!"
Hearing this, he'll be like, "Whoa." He tenses up for a moment, like his eyes will bead out, and he'll be like, "Shh, not so loud, not so loud. They think I'm the they think I'm someone's pet. Don't let everyone look at me. I'm trying not to cause a scene."
She's like, oh, shh. Kind of makes a shush sound towards Celeste, which is the name of the pixie. I don't think I mentioned that. And she's like, she kind of quiets her voice, and she's like, okay, sorry. But are you a pet?
No, I am baby.
You're a baby? I don't think you
No.
should be at a tavern.
No, I'm not a baby. I am baby.
Oh, your name is Bebe.
Yes, I am baby. I am a mighty kobold descendant of Asgaroth.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you. I'm Zamia.
Hello, Zamaya. Nice to meet you.
And
All
this
right,
is
let me
Celeste.
interject for let me
Yeah,
interject for
problem.
a second. Okay. During this time, what is Nemia doing?
She would be, I'd say, 2-3 tables over, playing her flute.
Just for fun, or is she trying to swindle a little bit of money from the patrons?
She's just playing it. She's got a little bowl out if anyone wants to leave a tip, but
All right. Just for shits and gigs, can you roll me a performance check for me?
19.
Okay. As Nemia sits at the table and idly plays her flute, the occasional bar patron stops and listens to her for a few seconds. A couple people even decide to throw a couple of copper pieces in her bowl. You will get 7 copper pieces due to your playing. And you can continue doing that as long as you'd like.
Until someone comes up to make conversation, she doesn't really have a reason to stop playing.
Okay. All right. Moving on to Sarah.
Yeah.
What's she doing?
She has just walked into the bar. She's looking around for a place to sit. She's dressed in commoner's clothes because she has snuck out of the house. And, she's just wanting to, enjoy a relaxing night at the bar. So she walks in, she's looking around, and she spots an open seat at the table that, Bebe and Zamia are sitting at. And she walks over and she's like, "Do you mind if I sit here?" Looking at both of them.
What I miss?
I'm asking you if I can sit down.
Sarah wants to sit down with us.
I'll grab my book and pull it out of the empty chair next to me. Yes. Go ahead.
Huh, thanks. She slides down into it and raises a hand to call a barmaid over.
Seeing this, I'm going to pull my hat a little bit over my head again.
Zamia says hello very happily to Sarah.
Well, hello. I don't think I've seen you around here before.
I just
Neither of
came.
you.
I just came into it with a caravan this morning.
Oh, nice. Are you just passing through?
No, I'm actually going to be going on a little bit of adventure.
Really? She kind of perks up as that, her hand's still up in the air, waving for a barmaid when she can get her attention. What kind of adventure?
An old friend of my mother's needed more people to come on some supply mission, so she asked me if I would come out to assist.
A supply mission? Wait. You're not by chance going on a supply mission with, a man by the name of, what's his name? She looks thoughtful for a second. Gunner? Something like that. I don't remember. My aunt knows him. It's like Gunner something. Gunner.
A quick pause. What's the name? Actually, what's his name? Because I feel like
What's
Samia
his
would
name?
know.
What's his actual name?
I have no idea.
Okay, how about
Gundren
Rocket?
Rockseeker.
Hold on, I was gonna say, how about? Okay. So here's something. Zamia, here is your very first roll. Can you
remembering
please?
his name.
Can you remember his name?
Okay.
This would be.
What do I roll?
This would be a This would just be a base wisdom.
A base wisdom. Do I roll the 20?
Yes, you roll a 20.
And I have to put the 2 on the little plus thing,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yes.
I rolled a 5 with my plus 2.
You're very lucky. That your mother, basically knowing how forgetful you can be sometimes, she drilled that name into your head. Gundren Rockseeker.
Strundum Rocks speaker.
Oh, that's it. Gundren Rockseeker. That's it. Huh. Incidentally, I am going to be going on that caravan as well.
Oh, wow. That's really amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't know how many other people would be going. My mother really didn't give me many details.
Yeah, I don't know much about it either. Are you going? She kind of looks at the cobalt. Mrs. She's not sure how to address the cobalt.
Oh. The thing. We're going to the woods. Yes, I was asked to go. Yes,
Oh, okay.
I'll go. Gundren Rockseeker guy. Yes, I helped him. He asked for me to come and help. Yes.
Oh, wonderful. So then, it looks like we'll be traveling together very shortly then.
At this
Zamia.
time-
Oh, go ahead.
You'll see Bebe kind of just eyeing the little pixie sitting on your shoulder, like, is the pixie shining?
I would do pixies or pixie shimmery. That's a question to the DM. I don't know much about lore.
This pixie has living in the woods has taken on more earthy tones, so she's not very sparkly. She has slightly more dulled colors to her.
Her appearance that I have written here is that she's barely the pixie's name is Celeste. She's barely a foot tall. She has slightly shimmery butterfly-like wings, tannish skin, reddish brown hair, brown eyes, and a turquoise colored dress on. So I guess only the wings would be kind of shimmery, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, he is.
There you go.
He has that look like when a cat sees something.
Oh no.
Okay.
His eyes are just like focused in on it, like.
All right, let me input really quick. Thanks to Sarah holding up her hand, finally a bar maiden comes over. Now, don't fucking laugh at me while I do this. Yes. What can I get for you three? Or whatever you want to call that ugly thing in the chair next to you.
Oh, that's very rude of you.
Look here, Missy. I didn't get this far being nice to my patrons. I run a tight ship here. Now, do you want something to drink or not?
Well, I want several things to drink, but I would appreciate a much kinder tone. If you want a good tip, that is.
Would
She
you be
pulls
a
out- she
would you
pull-
be a doll, and would you roll a persuasion check for me?
Yeah, hold on. Let me look. I think that's one of the few things I actually have a skill in, so let me check.
I
It
would
is.
hope so.
Okay. Oh, I have a high skill in that. So it says I have a total of 16. I'm
Okay.
like, why my skill is that high? It's just a yes. Oh, it's 'cause charisma. Okay, so that's a +6 then. 13, 19.
Nice.
Okay. The barmaiden eyes Sarah warily, and she kind of shakes her head a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry. You'll have to excuse my behavior. It's just been... Things have been rough these days with the gnomes and the dwarfs still at war. Look, I'll make it fair. I'll give you all one free drink, and if you'd be so kind, make sure you give the bard at the table a couple rows down. She asked for a drink a long time ago, and I've just haven't had enough time to go and bring it to her.
Oh, well, we definitely appreciate that free
I
drink.
butt in and I'm like, Bebe does not take handouts.
It's not.
Bebe will pay full price, double if need be. And he proudly sticks his chin up like, you will treat Bebe with respect.
Zamia chimes in and says, thank you for the drink. I can bring over the drink over to the bard. I don't mind.
All right. Well, can we get around? Well, I know I would like a honey mead, if you would be so kind.
One honey mead? What
Uh,
about you, you small creature?
Me or the fairy?
Is that what he says?
Yes.
And for you, young lass.
I love the completely ignores him. Baby doesn't get a drink now. Anyways, do you have any teas?
Of course we do. We have green teas, black teas, gray teas. We even have a special gold tea.
Green tea's fine.
The house specialty. Very well. Alright, let me, just before you, interject, that way I don't leave him high and dry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was wondering when David the Barbarian was coming in here.
we had to get there. Alright, so, let's say, David has been observing all this whole thing going on. He's been a little bit quiet. What's he doing?
I would say that he's probably roughhousing with the other guys that are at the bar and throwing darts and drinking and, you know, doing the more louder and more outgoing things that you would see at like a bar, you know.
All right, so let's check in on our dear David. All right, new voice. All right there, you young lad. How about you and I have a good old-fashioned arm wrestling match? You, Goliath, always claimed to be so big and hulky and better than all of us. Come on, put him here. I'll give you 2 gold if you win, but if you lose, you're buying the next 2 rounds on me. Sound fair?
Sounds fair.
All right. So, this drunkard fellow slams his arm down on the wooden table, sends the drinks sloshing a little bit. Beer gets all over the table. David grabs onto his hand. Give me a strength roll there, David.
I don't even know how to do that. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, so what you're gonna do, you can typically, this is going to be your first dice roll. So the easiest way to do it is actually Google allows you to roll a d20. So open your Google.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna type in the chat D20, like the letter D20, no spaces.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna make sure that the orange dice is the one that's activated. That's a D20.
Okay.
And give it a roll.
17.
Okay. And with your strength modifier, you roll a 19. So, David takes the gentleman's hand in his, and with shocking ease, David basically throws the man off the table and into a group, and they're whooping and hollering at David, and they're grabbing on him, smacking his back, and they're like, "Man, dude, we knew that you were tough, but man, you didn't need to show him off that hard. God damn." He's slapping him on his back. He gets 2 extra gold pieces for basically showing that guy what's worth. And they're like, one of the gentlemen hands him an extra couple of gold, another gold, and says, "All right, go up to the bar and go get yourself something good. It's on the house, man. Man, you're funny. You're hilarious. We gotta hang out with you more often." So what's he doing at this point?
Well, he's definitely gonna go up to the bar
get
and
himself a
get
drink.
some more drinks.
All right. So then so now we're going back to Sarah, Zamia, and Bebe, who I think it sounded like Zamia was getting ready to do something.
She offered to take the drink over to Namia.
Okay.
Was the drink handed to us already? I wasn't sure about that part.
Yes, the barmaiden hands Zamia a tankard of drink, whatever. What is Namia's drink of choice? I'll give her her drink of choice right now.
Whatever the house wine is.
All right, some nice house wine. It's nice dark colored wine. It smells very fruity. Maybe a little bit too strong for Zamia's liking.
Okay, so then she takes that. She does give it a little bit of a sniff out of curiosity. Likes the fruitiness of it, but kind of like scrunches up her nose a little bit with like the alcohol smell. Then she carefully carries it over to the bard who is still playing, and she places it next to the bowl. I assume it's on the table. And she says, "Hi there. The bar maiden person asked if I could bring this over to you. I think it's some kind of alcohol."
She'll stop her flute playing and set it down on the table. Thank you much. Been waiting on this for half an hour. Not often I see other tieflings about.
Yeah, I don't really know. I'm used to really only seeing my mom. If so, us being out isn't really normal, I guess, huh?
I mean, I travel around everywhere, picking up odd jobs here and there. Not really welcome back home.
How come?
Mother was a sorceress, father was a wizard, and I picked up a musical instrument instead of the books.
I could understand why that might be tough, but music's beautiful.
It is a beautiful thing. It brings magic to the hearts of many.
I play
But
a
that
pan.
wasn't to their satisfaction.
That makes sense. I play a pan flute myself.
Is this a invitation? Does so?
She's just making conversation.
After that, no, that's fine. At that point, I'm just gonna input really quick. At this point, David does enter up next to the bar. He's standing next to Sarah, and just the smell of spilled ale just radiates off of him, given the company he's got. Barmaiden comes up and looks at Well, if it isn't the big hulking brute, what can I get for you?
I'll take whiskey.
Whiskey. You and your Goliaths, always needing to find a thing in life. She turns away, basically hands him the entire bottle. Just take it. You're the only type that drink this, and you're giving me a whole gold piece for this. Just take it and drink it if that's what you want.
Thank you.
Okay, does he go back or does he sit? Does he sit at the bar?
Sits at the bar.
Okay. Alright. So, who would like to take over now? It's within Sarah and Bebe's view that they can see Mr. Big and Hulkin.
Oh.
Did he sit next to us, or?
He's sitting like 2 seats down from you.
Sarah looks over at him, and there's obvious concern in her facial expressions. Because she can smell him from where she's sitting. He just reeks of alcohol. And she's like, a whole glass or a whole bottle of whiskey?
Yeah.
Are you gonna be able to conquer that?
I should be able to.
Do you want to test that theory?
Yes.
Okay. So, are you doing this just to show off, or what's the point behind this?
I guess to show off, just because.
You're gonna show off?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna show off for the pretty lady.
I was gonna say, at this point, David, being his self, also catches the attention of Nemia and Zamia, who turn around and see this 8-foot tall man holding a bottle of whiskey in his hand, and he's holding it up triumphantly like it's a trophy. And he says, "I'm gonna drink this whole thing. Would you like to input anything for this?"
Me?
I'm asking Zamia and Nemia.
Oh, okay. Zamia turns and kind of like looks at the very large man and kind of like cocks an eyebrow a bit. She kind of mutters to Celeste and be like, "He's going to die."
I'll give you 2 gold if you don't face plant in the bar after that.
in Zamia's ear, she hears Celeste speak to her.
If he does pass out, do you think maybe you could save some of that delicious drink he's got? I bet I could use it for certain uses. And I've also heard that it's good for antiseptic purposes. I think that's something I picked up from your mother.
I don't think Mother would like us taking some guy's alcohol, Celeste.
Alright. Okay, so David is going to start drinking. Alright, so does he take a small sip, or how is he doing this?
He downs the bottle.
He's taking the whole bottle.
The whole bottle.
The whole thing. Okay.
And that was the day David died. No.
It was a good first
Okay.
start.
Yeah, this is how he kills off his first character. Okay, would you do me... Okay, so David tilts the bottle back, and in 2 solid swigs, he empties the entire bottle. He puts the bottle down on the counter, and everybody's kind of looking at him funny.
Sarah just blinks. Like,
how is David hit? So, David, can you roll a Constitution saving throw for me?
That doesn't sound good.
What color is that?
It's
I have
still a
dice with
D20.
me.
Okay. 14.
You're gonna be rolling with disadvantage.
So he has to roll. That means you need to roll.
He has to roll
two.
twice. He has to roll twice.
14 and 9.
Okay. So, David stands there for a minute. And he thinks he's okay. He's like, oh, I've dealt with much worse in the forest. I've eaten the poisonous mushrooms that are in the forest. This is nothing. And just as quickly as he is fine, David lurches and falls to his hands and his knees, and he starts gagging and heaving slightly. My goodness, that whiskey is not agreeing with him, and he did this all to just show off to a bunch of women and a kobold. And he's standing there, and he's heaving, and he's going, "Ugh, ugh." David, roll another con save for me, please. You're doing another D20.
6.
David then promptly throws up all over the floor.
Oh dear.
The barmaid looks at David, groans. She shouts. And then from the corner, another Goliath comes over, grabs David by the seat of his pants, and promptly throws him out. This bar does not like when people throw up on their nice wood floors.
Oh, that's not going to do.
And I take that as a win for me.
I'm going to cast prestidigitation to clean up the vomit.
I'll accept it. The vomit disappears almost as quickly as it appears.
And now it's floating somewhere in space.
Yep. Space vomit.
Oh. Gross.
There's a astronaut right now floating in space.
Who just got like whacked in the face by a projectile thing of vomit.
Houston, we have a problem.
We have more than a problem.
Gross.
When you prestidigitate something, it goes to the astral plane, and the astral plane is just basically space.
All right, so David has now been thrown outside.
David is an outside Goliath now. I was joking. I said David is an outside Goliath now.
Yeah. See? I warned you when we first started. There was going to be consequences to your actions. This is a mild one. You also lost 2 gold because you said that you made that deal with Nemia.
Mm.
I hope you're happy.
Does that mean I'm 2 gold richer?
Yes, you are. You are 2 gold richer. Congratulations.
Jesus.
Easy money.
All right. So after that whole fiasco, everybody was momentarily completely floored by the 8-foot man coming undone by a bottle of whiskey, but things carry on. I mean, this is Neverwinter after all. So
This is why non-dwarves should not indulge in the dwarven booze.
So I was gonna say, I'll say that after that spectacle, Samia kind of just blinks a couple times, mutters something about did she make a mistake, and one goes back to the bar so she can get her tea.
Yep. So she gets her tea. Does she remain at the bar with Sarah and Bebe?
I think she stays near the bar, but she kind of waves Namia over to see if she wants to join them.
She'll pocket the copper pieces from the bowl, put the bowl back in her bag and head on over to the bar.
All right, so the party is here. I will get a little bit of banter going. Nearby, a couple of people at the surrounding tables start talking about the area that you guys are actually going to be going into. They were discussing how things outside of Neverwinter have been getting a little bit more treacherous. In fact, the last that they heard, that a couple of caravans have been actually attacked by small creatures that lurk in the shadows, and oftentimes it seems like the carts are left. Like, they don't destroy the carts, but any sort of supplies need to be very closely guarded. There has also been rumors of some massive beast lurking deep within the woods outside of the area. Some think that it's even a bugbear, or even worse. Some people think that it's a minotaur, though people can't seem to agree. One of the patrons turns to you and is like, "You know, I heard that stupid rock seeker dude went off in that direction. What do you guys think about him? He's got quite a reputation of not thinking things through. He's always a man who is looking for better. He's looking for money and all that stuff. Him and his silly antics."
Is he talking to all of us?
Yeah, he's talking to all of you.
Okay.
He's
well,
just trying to get you guys. He heard one of you talking about how you were brought here by Rockseeker, and they're trying to egg you on.
Okay. Well, at the moment, Seraphina doesn't seem to be paying attention. She kind of looks very pale. She's got a slight sheen of sweat on her, and she looks not quite okay. But she does her best to try and come around, and she's like, shakes her head, and she's like, I'm sorry. I think I zoned out. What was the question?
I'm allowing it if any of the other members want to fill her in what happened.
Zamia perks up, and she has been listening to the conversation, and she tells Sarah that she replies and said, he's asking about what we think of Rockefeller. That's his name, right?
Rockseeker.
Rockseeker.
Rockefeller.
I'll get it right eventually here.
I'll
have it right by the end. The end of the campaign, I'll probably get his name right. Rockseeker. That he was asking about what we thought about Rockseeker. But are you alright? You look a little unwell.
Yeah. I'm okay. I just I have a bad experience with people who drink too much. It's fine. I'm okay. But yeah, I don't really know him, she says, turning to answer the question. I don't know him. I don't really have any thoughts. I guess I will.
Why are you doing his dirt? Then why are you doing his dirty work for him?
Because my aunt asked me to.
Zamia chimes in. I wouldn't really consider it dirty work. It's just a supply mission, from what I'm told.
Does Bebe or Namia have anything to say about it?
I mean, a job's a job. I'm just here to make some coin.
Anything to help a friend in need.
Some of you guys are all goody two shoes. He spits into his cup. You just wait. Some of you haven't experienced the real world yet. It'll toughen you up eventually. He walks away. We'll take a quick moment and check on poor David. So, we flash to our dear friend David, who is laying face down in the dirt at the moment. He's feeling a little bit woozy, given the fact that he vomited his brains out and he got thrown out. But, does David want to, what does David want to do? Is he gonna be okay roughing it? Is he gonna stay outside, or does he want to go back inside? Because I think he left it. I think he left his pack inside at that table where he was arm wrestling. Probably wants that back.
He washes his face first and then tries to go back inside.
Somebody stops him. One of the guards stops him at the door, looks at him, says, "Oh, I know you. You're that stupid bloke who just threw up all over Mistress Terracotta's floor." Ugh. She said nobody comes back in.
Well, I just need to go grab something really quick, and then I'll be right back out.
Miss Terracotta said nobody comes back in.
But it's important.
Roll a persuasion check.
Same dice?
Yeah. All skill checks are a d20.
7.
Make sure you add your persuasion. Your modifier. Use your character sheet.
Where would it be?
So where it says like acrobatics and animal handling and stuff like that, next to persuasion, or you can use your charisma. It'd be the little number. So make sure you add the little number that's under charisma to your dice roll.
Oh, 1.
So add them together. What did you get?
8.
Okay, so what is David just gonna try and walk past him, or how is he gonna try and get past this guy? Is he just using his words, or what's the gist?
He kind of looks at him with like an intimidating look.
Oh, so you're gonna try and intimidate him instead?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, the guard at the door grows rigid and pushes David back and says, "Terracotta said no! You're not getting back in there. Unless you try another. You can't get in the front door." We'll leave it at that. I'll leave you.
Okay.
I will give you a little bit so you can think of another way to get in. And this is part of the thing of D&D. Get creative. I'll give you some time. So
Okay.
let's get back to our friends at the bar. So it seems that all of you now know that you are here to help Rockseeker. And he has promised all of you 10 gold pieces. I mean, that's a lot of money for all of you. Do any of you have what are you guys and the barkeep kind of, she passes in and out and stuff like that, and she says, I'm not going to turn my voice mod thing back on. She says, with 10 gold pieces, that seems like a lot of money. You know what I would do with 10 gold pieces? I'd finally get myself a bigger tavern or something like that. Which opens up the conversation. She looks at all of you and is like, what would you do with that amount of money? I'm sure you all have some wonderful ideas.
Well, Serafina kind of looks thoughtful. I suppose I would just add it to the family coffers. At least for now. I haven't really given much thought on how I would spend my money, but you can never go wrong with making sure that you save it to use wisely.
Zamia
Okay.
chimes in. I'm kind of in the same mindset as Sarah. I'm actually just planning to bring the money home, and we're gonna use it for the clinic on restocking and perhaps adding some things for different medical reasons.
What about Nemia and Bebe?
And gold hardly seems like a drop in a bucket when you're traveling constantly.
Oh.
Crossbow bolts aren't cheap, you know?
Oh, well, I was going to use the gold to help for my schooling.
You're gonna go to school?
Well, I'm currently enrolled in school.
Oh, really?
Yes, I'm actually studying abroad from Strixhaven.
Oh,
That's
very
actually a place
interesting.
I haven't heard from in a while.
Right?
Nice callback to that.
Yeah.
Huh. What are you studying?
I'm studying in lore.
Oh.
Is that actually what he's doing?
Yes, it's a
Okay.
part of his background.
Okay.
It's in his background history that I picked for him.
Okay.
He's a Strixhaven student from and his group that he is. Where did it go? I was just looking at it.
Oof, God.
Drop in the
Description,
hat.
background.
Drop in the bucket.
He's a Strixhaven initiate, and his goal is his class. The group that he's in is Quindrix, which is, if I remember correctly, that was the lore one. It's one of them.
Mhm.
Yes, but yes, I'm a student of Strixhaven, and I'm going to school to try to better my my skills as a sorcerer and to learn more of my ancestor.
Barkeep
that's
seems satisfied with these answers. She also makes sure to extend an invite that in case you guys didn't have some place to stay, she does have rooms upstairs.
Zamia opens her mouth then. And, yeah, I would love a room for the night, please.
Yes,
Okay.
Bebe would love room. I would much appreciate the room.
Always nice to have a warm bed.
It's a very kind offer, but I do believe that if I did not return home tonight, my aunt would worry herself sick.
Very well. Very well. Alright. So the session is kind of coming to a close. Let's give poor David one more chance. Okay. So, as the rest of the party wraps up their drinks and gets ready for bed, you guys have an early day tomorrow. The next day, you guys have to get out of town pretty early. Gotta get all the supplies, make sure the oxen are all tied up, stuff like that. So most of the group will turn in for the night, which goes back to David. He wants to get back. He's got to go get his pack. So what is his plan to get back inside?
He searches around the bar or the tavern and checks to see if there are any open windows or like a back door that's not really guarded by anybody.
Okay. He sees a couple of small windows, but much too small for somebody of his size, and the back door is locked. On the first floor, at least.
Would I be able to reach whatever is on the second floor?
Is he gonna look? Is he looking at the second floor?
Yes.
Okay. Roll a perception check for me. And make sure
15.
you add your modifier.
The same one that you told me?
It'd be wisdom.
Oh, yeah, it's just what it is then.
Are you sure?
Yeah, there's nothing added for wisdom. It's 0.
Well,
You have a proficiency in perception. Look on the little part. See how you have the little dot next to perception?
Oh, yeah. 2.
What are you looking at? Can I ask?
Me?
Yeah.
What am I looking at?
I'm asking Big.
He's
I was
looking at. he's looking at his character sheet. He's using the little numbers underneath his like where it says like the strength and stuff.
Is he on D&D Beyond?
No.
No, he has a 5e character sheet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Erebor helped me and him with our characters and had like the actual
So-
D&D character sheet thing.
So he has an actual physical copy.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So what was your roll?
It was 15
With the modifier added or without it?
without it. You said perception,
so-
right? Perception is 2.
Yeah.
So 17.
17. Okay. So you look along one side of the building and you don't see any open windows. However, when you go around back, you see the light of a window and it looks like it is open a little bit. It's out of your reach that you can't straight up grab it, but perhaps you could climb it. You could scale the wall and climb in through there.
I try it.
Acrobatics check, please.
You want me to roll?
Yeah?
Name of the game.
14.
14?
Mm-hmm.
Have you added your modifier?
No.
Make sure you add before you tell me your number, add your modifier every time, okay?
Okay. So it would be acrobatics.
Yes.
So it would be a 17.
Okay. You climb up the wall with decent ease, and you manage to get to the window. It's a little bit smaller than you thought it would be, but you kind of like squeeze yourself in to the window and do another acrobatics check for me.
8.
Is that with the modifier?
Mm-hmm.
You land with a thud and you break a table underneath the window.
10 out of
But
10.
you are inside. Congratulations.
Never an option.
Stealth is not his strength. He does not have any proficiency in stealth. He's about as fucking delicate as a fucking elephant.
Because he's upstairs, does that mean he's in somebody's room?
He is in somebody's room. He did break the table. And the door flies open, and it looks like it's Bebe's room.
Great.
The door. Oh, so my room.
Yes.
Am I already in the room or?
No, you walked in and you saw this.
Okay. I walk in and I see him coming into my window, or he's already laying down.
He has fallen in and he's broken the side table.
So he's laying in the rubble of the table at the moment on the
He's
ground
laying
as you
on
open the
top of a
door.
broken wooden table.
Oh,
He's staring at the ceiling, wondering what he did wrong in his life to get to this point.
okay. So, I walk in and I see this big man that I assume was the same one that was downstairs, and I was sitting here and think for a moment, oh, my room comes with a roommate. Okay. Is that your bed, the broken one? I mean, it's a little small for you. If that's what you would prefer, that's fine. I'll use the big one. Would you like any water before I lay down? I actually just got me some, so for some reason the barmaid never gave me anything to drink.
I forgot
Thank you.
about
I
that.
appreciate it.
Okay.
But really, I'm just here to grab something
he
really
runs off
quick.
before he gets a chance to listen to David. He runs off and grabs another cup, and I'm wondering if while he's running out there, will he notice David's supplies?
Can you give me a perception check?
Perception. I am looking for my purse. There it is. I rolled a 7.
You do not see it.
Okay. Well, in
Let's
that
say-
case,
Because his baby is running through the hallways, basically. Can I interject?
Would you like to?
Yes, if that's okay.
That's fine.
She notices Zamia as she's heading towards her own room as well. Notices baby, running around seemingly urgently all of a sudden after he had just, went off to his room, and she inquires if everything is all right.
Oh, okay. So hearing this, I'll be like, yes, I'm fine. My room came with a roommate, so I'm getting him water.
What do you mean your room came with a roommate?
My room came with a roommate. Bebe has a roommate. Yours probably has a roommate too. You should go look.
She gives a hesitant look to.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna. This will be a This will be an insight check.
For me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So insights. Which one?
Wisdom.
Is my wisdom? Oh, okay. This should be pretty easy then. And then just a 20 like normal.
Yes.
Okay. A 12.
Okay. The prospect of Bebe, of all people, having a roommate kind of makes you wonder a little bit. You're wondering.
Bebe can't have a roommate? What the crap?
The reason that this makes you a little bit worried is the fact because Bebe is so tiny, you're scared that somebody might take advantage of him.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
so
Zamia
you're
is
worried
short,
about
but,
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not as tiny as Bebe.
Yes. So, what would you like to do with this information?
Well, she decides that she's going to accompany Bebe to, if he doesn't mind, to his room just to meet his roommate.
Will Bebe allow this?
That's fine, but you'll get your own roommate. This one's mine.
Okay. They return to Bebe's room, and upon looking into the room,
Bebe immediately gives David his glass of water. Here you
Can
go.
I just do something? Can I just do something for comedic purposes because I like making fun of? I like doing this to Big.
I don't care.
See, this is the best. See, this is the fun part of being a DM. Can you give me an acrobatics check, please, baby?
Oh, okay.
I think she's gonna have you try to spill the water on David.
21.
Oh no.
Okay. Bebe successfully manages to, walks over and maybe does a little grand flourish and holds out the cup of water to David.
Thank you very much.
My name is Bebe. What's yours?
My name is David. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you
Goliath.
too.
While Zamia is watching this interaction, she's also taking notes and observing the fact that the window is is open and the table is broken underneath the window.
Bebe is completely oblivious to this.
Do I need to do a roll?
No, I mean,
Okay.
unless you want to intimidate him.
No, I just meant if I needed to observe.
The scene is as no, the scene is as plain as day.
Okay. Zamia kind of clears her throat a little bit and says to Baby, I don't think he's a roommate. I think he broke into your room. We should probably notify the bar person.
Bebe looks, just sit here, just has this look at her, like, just completely dumbfounded, like, what, and he looks around, looks at the broken table, looks at the window, looks at the broken table, looks at the window, looks at the broken table. Oh.
Before Zamia says something, I'm gonna do a round robin, so it's gonna go between the three of you, just so I'm speaking up about that.
Okay. You mean like we're taking turns in a circle? Is that
Yes.
what you mean? Okay.
Yes, that way it allows you guys to kind of interact.
Okay. Well, back to looking at the table, looking at the window. Look, my room comes with a sunroof.
Oh.
He just broke out the window at this point.
Okay, is
Okay,
it
so-
me next or David?
It's David next.
Okay.
Okay, so I tried to explain to the both of them that I'm just here to try to get my things that I forgot, and that's it.
And?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
Is it roll time?
Bebe and Zamina, I need you to hold off for a second.
Okay.
David, persuasion check
Here we go
with
again.
advantage.
Advantage.
With an advantage. So you roll twice, give me the higher number. And make sure you add your modifier.
Which modifier would I use?
That would be your charisma.
Charisma? Okay.
Yes.
3.
That was your highest?
21. 21.
Oh,
21.
okay. I was
Oh
like,
my God.
Jesus, man.
All right. Good job, Big.
I got
Okay.
scared for him for a moment. I'm like, what?
Yeah, so did I. Okay. Upon David explaining his story, given exactly what has happened, Bebe and Zamina don't even question his story. They know that they believe it to be entirely true. And it's very clear that David is looking for his bag.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
It moves to Zamina now.
Okay, so obviously Zamia believes him, and she says, okay, I'll go down and go look for your bag, because if the person sees you, they'll probably just throw you out again as soon as they see you. What does it look like?
It's a black backpack, and it's just it says my name on it. It says David on it.
Sewn in lovingly with a heart at the end. Made by his mom.
Okay, so Zamia starts to leave and leaves BB and David there. Unless BB
Would Baby
just
like
says something.
to do anything while Zamina takes her exit?
Hearing this, Bebe's ears will slowly droop, and he will slightly hunch a little bit, and he'll look at David and be like, "So, you're not my roommate?"
Well, if you'd like me to stay, I could stay and pay for
He
half the
immediately
room.
grabs David's hand and starts jumping. Yay! Bebe has a friend!
Okay, congratulations. David has been spared from staying outside.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I need a roll to find his
Um,
bag, or do I just find it?
What's your passive? What is
Okay.
your passive wisdom?
12.
You find his bag without really too much of an issue.
Okay. So she gets his bag, make sure it's really no one's paying attention, that, because it's obviously not hers, but I don't think anyone would care, but she's a little more like, oh, this people might get the wrong idea. So she takes the bag and she starts heading back upstairs to bring it back to David in BB's room.
Okay. So she gives the bag over.
Yep. When she gets there, she hands
Okay.
him back his bag.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And I put my hand out to give you a high five, but I put my hand a little too high up for you to be able to reach.
Oh my god. Zamia just
Is this you passively wanting her to do an acrobatics check to see if she can
Yes.
jump and hit it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zamia.
Actually, let's do this as a athletics check. Jumping.
Who said Zamia will give him a high five? She doesn't fucking know him.
Okay. What will
She's-
Zamia do?
Okay. Zamia just kind of like blinks a little bit and looks at him. Looks at, because she's only 5'5", kind of stares up at this giant man now that she's up close and giving him his
Same
bag in his
size of
hand.
her head.
Yeah, that has his hand like higher than she does. She looks at Celeste on her shoulder, and they just kind of turn and start walking out of the room.
Seeing this, David will see a
Oh, God.
orange, a purple hand show up in front of him and just fly to his hand. And Bebe will look at him and be like, Baby will not leave you hanging.
Thank you, baby.
Does that mean baby has to do an acrobatics check?
No, I used
No.
Mage Hand.
Oh. Okay, but yeah,
All
so
right.
so Zamia leaves and she goes back to her own room so that they can go get ready for bed.
Okay. Would anybody else like to do anything before everybody goes to bed?
Mm-mm. I already left.
Nope. Okay. Sarah has left for the night. Bebe and David are staying up late trading ghost stories, probably.
They're
Actually,
having a
yes.
sleepover.
Bebe is going to excitingly be jumping on the bed next to David, and he's just going to be like, "So, David, what do you like to do? What's your?" It's just like that toddler who's just sitting, like he's super excited that he's got a friend over to sleep over with. So he's just like showing him his favorite toys and shit like that. Like, okay, I've got this. This is my wizard staff. I use it to do cool magic stuff. It's really cool. I got it. My school gave it to me, and I get to walk. Mostly, I just use it to walk with because I'm not very good with it yet. But I have used it to hit things, but not a whole lot. And then he'll pull out his crossbow, and he's like, I'm not very good with magic, so this is my other thing. My crossbow. I have to shoot things because I'm a kobold, so people tend to get frightened of me sometimes. And then he'll pull off his hat and show him the hat and see, this is my hat. I love this hat. It's my favorite hat. It's my only hat, but it's my favorite hat. So, and he puts it back on. That's David's whole night. It's just him doing that until finally he just.
At some point, do they actually go to bed?
At some point they do, but I feel like that's pretty much how he is. He's just the excited toddler.
Okay.
He's on a sugar high and he will just crash.
All right. All right.
So
Okay.
I know for Zamia's side, when she's into her room, she probably was gonna make sure that the freaking window's locked after that experience, and get ready and probably just talk to Celeste for a while of how nerve-wracking the first day was in the city and how she's wondering if she made a mistake at all. Just normal kind of conversation like you would have with a friend when you're somewhere new for the first time, and until they go to both fall asleep. That'll be Zamia's side.
All right.
What about Nemia?
Yep. What is Nemia? Is Nemia doing anything else for the night, or has she gone straight to bed?
Loading her crossbow, cocking it, and putting it on the bedside table.
Oh my god.
Is this just from passive perception of what she's heard?
He's been traveling since 15. Not her first rodeo.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. I think that is a good place to end session 0. We will do this again. We will do this next week. We'll start at the same. I'll try and start it at the same time at 7 o'clock.